Welcome into Sports Talk on this February evening. I'm Jenna Harner.
And I'm Kevin Case. And Jenna, we're doing things a bit differently this month.
You bet we are, Kev. We figured it was a new year, time for a bit of a change up, and we've got a whole lot of action coming your way.
Yeah, Jenna, we're featuring new segments this month, like breaking down our favorite game from February and a fun feature getting to know some of your local athletes off the ice. There's a hint on who that might be.
Hint on who that might be, and we're asking them the hard questions, like, is a hot dog really a sandwich?
Is it?
Is it?
We'll find out. A hot dog is definitely not a sandwich. I'm just going to state that as a fact right now.
A fact.
There's no arguing it unless the people we interview say differently. But we'll save that discussion for later. Right now, it's time to get serious.
That it is, and we're unraveling our first new segment, our Team of the Month. And this month, it was a tough decision as teams came out of the woodworks making unprecedented runs for sectional titles. But one team is on a win streak that just can't be ignored, the Waverly Wolverines.
Yeah, Jenna, the Waverly boys are on a seriously dominant run right now. The team has a 20-1 record and has won 19 straight games.
Wow.
19 straight games. And Jenna, there's no doubt that even with all those wins, this month was their best month of the season. And they're definitely peaking at the right time. The Wolverines had to play at Elmira Notre Dame in a playoff game to decide the IAC South title, and they just dominated the Crusaders in that one, start to finish, winning 69-49. Then in the IAC Large School title later in the week, Wolverines thumped Trumansburg 60-40 to win the Large School Championship for the second straight year. Let's just take a closer look here at their overall February resume, if you will. Yeah. In the month of February, the Wolverines were a perfect 6-0. They won the IAC Large South title. Then they went on to win the IAC Large School title later in that same week, as I said.
So 2 titles, 1 week.
2 titles, 1 week. And to boot, senior guard Hunter Bodine was also named the IAC 2017 MVP in the Large School division. So all in all, pretty great month for the Wolverines. Here's what they had to say about why they've been so successful.
Offensively, we've got a lot of weapons. Every guy on my team that starts can go off for 15, 20 points. So we have a lot of weapons on the floor.
I think together as a group, we just gel so well together, and we have shooters, we have playmakers, we have guys that can get to the rim. And I think as a group, we play so well together. It's fun.
We've all been playing together since we were in 4th and 5th, 6th grade, and the chemistry we have, like, we know each other exactly how we play, and I think that's a big reason why we work so good as a team and we're getting so far.
So, Kevin, earlier in the week when I talked to Coach Stetson, he said the sky's the limit for this team. We're going to take a look at their path to sectionals. It looks like this. They enter as the 2nd seed. They came in with a first-round bye. They host Shenango Valley Friday night at 7. And moving forward from that game, they'll take on the winner of Seton Catholic and Shenango Forks in what could be a rematch of last season if Seton and if Waverly win. Wolverines, they fell to the Saints last year, 77-67. I know a lot of the kids were saying they want that matchup again.
Right.
If the Waverly Wolverines do make it to the final, that game will be Friday, March 3rd at 7:45.
Definitely holding up the section trophy. I can't wait. I hope we get there. We should. We have the talent to do it. But I'm really excited to play in the arena.
We've been wanting to get to the state game since we were little, so that's what it would mean for us.
We've had some very good teams over the years. This is probably my best team, and I think that they're hungry, they're ready, and they're motivated to hopefully go as far as we can in sectional play.
All right, well, best of luck to the Waverly boys in their quest for a sectional title.
Best of luck. We'll be covering it all sectional tournament long.
Yes.
So now it's time to switch gears a little bit. Earlier this week, we played a little game of rapid fire with some of the Elmira Jackals. And Kevin, you were there, but we had a blast.
I heard you got some pretty great answers out of Matt Lane and Mark Bennett. I was there, but I haven't seen the finished product yet, so.
I definitely did learn some pretty interesting thing about what these guys do off the ice, in particular, things like their favorite Netflix show.
I'm Matt Lane. I'm from Rochester, New York, and I play center.
Mark Bennett from Oakville, Ontario, and I play center as well.
So we'll start off with an easy one. What's your favorite thing about playing professional hockey?
Ooh, that's an easy one.
That's not easy? Oh, come on.
I guess my favorite part would be being paid to do something you love. Not many people get to go to work every day and say, what they do they love. Some people struggle with their employment, so we're pretty fortunate that way.
Yeah, I agree. You play hockey your whole life, and then
finally get to the point where you're getting paid to do it every day. You know, you come in the morning, you're done in the afternoon, and you should enjoy every day, and that's why you keep playing as long as you can.
All right, so a little bit to get to know you guys. So what's the most annoying thing about the other?
Annoying thing?
Most annoying thing.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I got one. He's a centerman as well, so sometimes we got to change for each other. So like you're pretty eager to get on the ice, but you got to wait for him to get off the ice. And Laner likes to score goals, so you know he stays out to score some goals sometimes. And I want to get out there, but
You're eager and ready.
yeah.
There goes hockey. I would say Benny likes to go back to his old days and talk about Union ice hockey, which is fair. He played on a couple good teams there, but
Couple decent teams, you know.
Definitely likes to reminisce more than others for sure.
Going back to the college days.
Glory days.
Glory days. Ah, very nice. Favorite pregame snack, pregame food?
Wow, I every day I get the to-go meal from Wegmans: chicken parm, spaghetti, green beans. I usually mix in either a soup and a salad or just a soup. That's my pregame meal at every home game.
Every home game.
Yeah.
Got a carbo load.
I guess my favorite part would be I have same thing. I do chicken and pasta, but when I get up from my nap, I have Cheerios. So that's probably I like Cheerios. That's my favorite part.
Cheerios. Regular Cheerios? We're going honey nut.
Honey nut. Oh, yeah.
Gotta love the honey nut.
You shouldn't be eating Cheerios right before the game.
What?
Crosby eats a PB&J.
Yeah.
I can have Cheerios.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No,
Absolutely
it's
not.
a dog.
It's a hot dog.
Right.
Okay, good. I'm
And
glad.
a sandwich has 2 pieces of bread. Hot dog's just one that's wrapped around.
That's a great. Okay, there we go. See, is that what like defines a sandwich? Is the 2 pieces of bread?
Yeah, I would say what's in the middle. Like people use the word like sandwich. Like I would be sandwiched in the middle of you two right now.
It's fair.
You know?
It's fair. What state has the best pizza?
Boston. No, I'm just
What?
I have no idea.
What?
I don't travel the states to sample pizza. I mean, I've been to. We just did this the other day. I think I've been to 26 states now.
Okay.
So as a Canadian, I guess that's a lot, but for an American, that's not a lot. But I don't know. New York's, they like to say they're the best. I don't know. I feel like California, it's got really healthy pizza, but that's not my.
California Pizza Kitchen.
I don't know. Is that even California?
They got pizza there.
It's a chain, so technically, no. Connecticut pizza all the way, guys.
I don't know. I don't know
Seriously.
who has the best pizza.
Connecticut
I don't know
pizza.
if anybody outside of Connecticut would ever say Connecticut's got the best pizza.
Connecticut definitely is the best pizza. Both of you are shaking your heads. Yes.
There's probably one
Absolutely.
pizza place in Connecticut that you love, and you're just.
Oh, well, there's one that's like nationally famous.
Well, yeah, what do they say? Like world's best? Is that?
It's one of the world's
Well,
best
I'm gonna
pizza.
open up a pizza shop here and call it.
And call it world's best in Elmira, New York.
Yeah.
Do it. Go for it. It would probably be really good. No, Connecticut pizza all the way. I'm
Yeah.
serious. Can either of you beat Coach in a shootout? Because I hear he's a shootout artist.
Yeah.
You hear that from him?
I saw it last week. He got mad. He made like 3 in a row.
I think I'd take him for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody practices more than him, so he should win. But yeah, I'll say I beat him just to get him irritated. I don't
Just to get him irritated.
know. Yeah, I mean, he's out there. You just saw him. He's out there every day,
Yeah.
working on his shootout moves. He takes a lot of pride in. I mean, we're getting bagged all practice. We're exhausted. And he goes in fresh and thinks that it's spectacular when he scores. Like, congratulations! I can barely stand. Like, you should score. So
You should be scoring at this point when
yeah,
we've
the
had
goalies are tired. All the players are tired, and he's fresh. So he's got the advantage.
Got the advantage.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. It was great getting to know you a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I still don't believe you on the Connecticut pizza thing, and they're not buying it either. I'm not buying it.
Nat Lane bought it.
No.
Mark Bennett didn't understand it, but they don't travel for pizza. I'm telling you, Connecticut pizza is a thing. You need to try it. Do not knock it until you try it. It was definitely a blast getting to know those guys off the ice and hopefully getting back on it. Jackals can string together a couple wins as we wind down the final stretch of the season.
Yeah, all right, Jenna, now it's time for our highlight of the month, another new segment. And Jenna, what do you remember about 1993?
Well, absolutely nothing. I
Okay.
wasn't born.
All right, well, 1993 was the last time the Ithaca boys basketball team won a division title until this year. We're going to take a look at the game that clinched that division title. It was all the way back on January 31st, so less than a month ago, though not technically this month.
Nah,
But
it
we're going
works.
with it. The Little Red were on the road in this one, taking on the Corning Hawks. Now, at the time, the Hawks were in second place in the Stack West, sitting right behind the Little Red. So one could argue this was the biggest Stack West game of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we begin first quarter. Ithaca starting fast. Max Milton with the steal. Then the 360 spin for the hoop.
Forgot about that one. That was beautiful.
Yeah, not a bad play there. Then a little later on the other end, Jalen Knuckles to Jason Rodriguez for 2. We had a close game early on in this one. Skip now, clock winding down in the first. Jordani Cuevas Marte with the perfect pump fake and shot to beat the buzzer. That tied the game at 14 after one quarter. Second quarter, more Cuevas Marte, the junior from way downtown for the tray. Yeah, he had an amazing first half in this game. Corning trying to hang around though. Miles Bankston going to work down low, gets the layup to go here. But then, believe it or not, we'd get another buzzer beater.
Another
one.
one.
It was from the same dude, Cuevas Marte, with Jordan Haggard draped all over him. That is ridiculous.
Absurd.
Ridiculous. Number 12 in red had 22 points in the first half. Ithaca led 32-25 at the halftime break. So now we'll head to the second half here. Corning looking to get back into it. John Warner trying to help out with that. Nice up and under layup from the big man. Take another look at that one.
You love to see those in high school.
Yeah, especially from a big guy. That's a lot of agility for him. Then just a few moments later, Warner's at it again, running the textbook pick and roll with Brandon Walker. Warner finished with 15 points on the night. That led Corning. Hawks were closing the gap at this point. Ithaca would keep its distance, though. Later in the quarter, Jordani Cuevas Marte becoming a facilitator. Draws 3, finds Abe Phelan for the jump shot. The Hawks, though, would continue to claw their way back in the third. Ivan Jubilee gets the hoop and the harm. Corning got within 3, Jenna, late in the third quarter. But what if I told you there was a third buzzer beater?
A third?
Third buzzer beater. 3 buzzer beaters in a row for Ithaca. That time it was Jordan Ayers. Little Red up 44-38 after 3, and in the fourth, it was just all Ithaca. The Little Red, they go on to win their first division title in 24 years, and yeah, they're pretty excited about it.
They are pretty excited about it.
Yeah, so here we go. The final score in this one, Ithaca takes down Corning 65-48. Jordani Cuevas Marte ended up with 30 points on the night. Marte's only a junior too, so we'll get another year to watch him in the Stack West. Little Red win their first division title, as we said, since 1993, and their first division title since joining the Stack West.
Wow.
So the first Stack West title ever. And who knows, Jenna, maybe we'll see these two teams match up in sectionals. It'd be a fun rematch. I'd be in.
I would. It looks like it could come out that way too, with Ithaca with the 1 seed and Corning with the 2.
That's how it would play out on paper, but we'll have to see. Coming up after the break, there's another local team making a big name for themselves in Section 4 after years of being an underdog.
The Elmira girls basketball team is in the midst of their best season in history, but things haven't always been that way. Why has the team had so much growth in such a short spurt of time?
Stick with us on this month's episode of Sports Talk, sponsored by Simmons Rockwell. Welcome back to this episode of Sports Talk. She's Jenna Harner. I'm Kevin Case. And Jenna, the Waverly and Ithaca boys basketball teams aren't the only ones making a name for themselves this year in the section.
Yeah, Kev, after years without a winning season, the Elmira girls basketball team has pulled a complete 180.
Yeah, the Express are currently having their best season in combined program history at 17-2 overall, as well as being undefeated in the Stack West.
Undefeated in the Stack West, which is a very tough conference to play in.
Absolutely.
The team is also outscoring opponents by an average of just under 30 points per game.
Just a few points.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
But it hasn't always been that way.
Like, it's exciting how we now beat teams by like 50 versus like we were on the other side of the coin like 2 years ago where we got beat by 50 and it was intimidating to play other teams, but now we're the intimidating teams.
This year is only the second winning season for the Express in their 5-year combined program history. And while many are asking how the turnaround happened so quickly, head coach Jake Daly said the reason was simple.
We have girls now that play basketball 12 months a year, and that's a big difference than coming in November and ending in February.
In the past couple of years, Daly has set a mentality for his team, one he says they've adjusted to pretty quickly.
Come in, do your work, work to the best of your ability, get a little better than you were the day before, and then good things will happen with it, and that's something that they bought into.
We have to hate to lose. We have to come in every day, no matter if it's just a drill or a scrimmaging, we just have to hate to lose to be able to win.
We just have to go day by day and win each day at practice, work harder than they do, and keep working to improve ourselves and improve as a team, so that way we show that we're the better team.
And for members of the team who have been with the Express through the lows of a 3-win season and the highs of 14 wins, the rapid turnaround is something they didn't see coming.
Did you ever think this was possible?
No. Especially from like losing as much as we did to winning undefeated seasons.
Honestly, I really didn't. Just from the beginning and just seeing how much we've progressed and how much better we've become just as a team, it's crazy.
For the team, as they're atop the ranks in the stack this year, they can see their hard work accumulate through the pride of the community.
So the kids come in and say, man, I was at the mall and people are talking to me like they know me and I have no idea who they are. You know, so it's the reward part of the hard work that I think helps them the most.
Now, at this point, it's been a while since the Express team has been in action, but the first round of the Class AA tournament starts Tuesday with the Express hosting 4th-seeded Ithaca at 6 p.m.
And Adon Allen, the coach of the JV team, he'll be the one in charge of the Express for the remainder of the season. And Ithaca, and Elmira, they've already beat the Little Red twice on the season, so I'm going to go out there and make the bold statement that this sectional tournament is the Express's to lose.
Hot take. But Jenna, I completely agree with you there. Let's see if a week from now we're at this final and the Express are taking home their first ever sectional trophy. Who knows?
We'll just have to wait and see. Well, coming up after the break, February was an exciting month in the sports world.
Yeah, that's right. From high school basketball titles to what may have been the greatest Super Bowl victory we have ever seen in our lifetime. Maybe a little exaggerated, but our lifetime.
Probably, yeah. Our 22, 23 years. I think you're right with that statement, but don't go anywhere because up next, it's our top tweets of the month. Welcome back into this month's episode of Sports Talk, sponsored by Simmons Rockwell. And okay, Kev, I think this is a segment that we're both pretty stoked about.
Yeah, Jenna, we're both pretty avid Twitter users, so we were turning to Twitter to help us out a bit for February's Tweets of the Month.
Tweets of the Month, starting us off with our best game of February theme from earlier in the show. The Little Red boys basketball team getting some recognition from their female counterparts after the boys won their first stack title since 1993. Before many of those kids were even born. And hey, that's a retweet of yours, so look at you go.
It is. There it is. I think that's probably before all of them were born, unless we had some sort of eligibility issues. Kevin Judson about Hunter Bodine here after Shenango Forks game. We didn't mention this yet. Waverly, along with all the great things they did this month, Hunter Bodine, who won the IAC Large School MVP, also scored 45 points in one game.
45 points.
Including a record 11 three-pointers in one game.
Unbelievable. Getting some recognition from his teammate there.
Yeah.
Our next tweet, it was from Kobe. 5 rings, can't be deflated. Hashtag Brady. Hashtag Muse. I mean, that one kind of speaks for itself.
I mean, you can't argue with that tweet, and you also just can't argue with Kobe Bryant.
No.
He's one of the greatest athletes of our time.
Yep.
So pretty straightforward there.
Pretty straightforward there.
Here's one of my favorites. This is from more recently John Gillen tweeting about his buzzer beater against the Duke Blue Devils. And Jenna, I know you're not a Syracuse fan, but you got to be happy when anyone beats Duke, right?
Absolutely. As a UConn fan, it was kind of a picking of which team do I like, which team do I dislike less. And I mean, watching that in the newsroom, you went nuts. We both screamed at the computer at that one. And finally, in our final tweet of the month,
my favorite.
I'm currently banned from First Arena, and
Correct.
The Jackals play-by-play guy Lucas Favali tweeted that he can confirm the ban for me. You tweeted actually that you were not banned.
Well, you have to explain
the Jackals.
So
No,
Jenna's covered one game this season.
I've covered
In
one-
the one game, the
one
ice was
Jackals
deemed
game.
unplayable, and the Jackals game got postponed.
And that's what happened.
So you're clearly the problem here.
So the first game that I shot for the Jackals this year, the one and only game that I went to, of course, the ice just doesn't want to freeze. There's a huge chip in the ice, and the Jackals can't play their game. It was a suspended game. It was the only game this season that's been suspended. Of course, it was the only game.
Probably in the whole league.
Probably
because
in the
you were
whole
there.
league. Because I was there. So I'm now banned from First Arena from filming Jackals games. No one said that I'm banned for interviews yet. That's a yet.
Case closed on that.
So we'll have to find out and see there.
That is true. All right, well, coming up after the break, we wrap things all up with our plays of the month. Who came out on top for February?
We'll have to see. Don't go anywhere. Stick with us on this month's episode of Sports Talk.
Welcome back to this month's episode of Sports Talk. She's Jenna Harner. I'm Kevin Case. And Jenna, it's time for my favorite part of the show.
Wait, tweets of the month wasn't your favorite part?
No, you guessed wrong.
I guessed wrong.
Wrong.
Let me guess again. Are you talking about our WENY top plays of the month?
Perhaps. Maybe.
Well, let's just take a look at those, just in case that is what you're thinking about this month. We got plays on the ice and the hardwood making appearances. Let's get right to it.
All right, here we go.
We begin number 5, Ithaca boys basketball in the stat conference file. I loved this one. Jordan Ayers, the one-handed slam. Here he came. It was just absolutely nuts. He's pretty good at flying through the air. That's a bad pun. Did you just write that in there?
I wrote that in there for you. I thought you would like it.
I did.
You enjoy bad puns.
Well, we'll have more from the Ithaca boys coming up.
Yeah, that was a bad joke. But on to number 4. Elmira Notre Dame in an IAC South playoff game with Waverly. Derek Stark making like a washing machine, putting defenders in a spin cycle. Maybe a slightly better joke. Crusaders are actually in action in sectionals. They're taking on Meridian.
Yeah, exciting action. Got to see what they do. Moving on to number 3. Look, more Ithaca boys.
There they are.
We saw a lot of the shots on our highlight of the month. Jordani Cuevas-Marte dropping 30 points on the Corning Hawks, including 2 buzzer beaters. This performance powered the Little Red to their first division title since 1993. And Ithaca, they're the top seed in the Class AA sectionals, something not a lot of people saw coming.
No. Now we hit the ice for numero dos. Jackals have had a horrific month of February, but hey, this is a fantastic save from Jason Kasdorf. Yeah, someone called the sheriff because that's some highway robbery.
Oh.
A few more saves like that, and maybe the Jackals get a few more wins.
A couple more saves like that, we'd hope. Yeah. And now, drum roll, our WENY top play of the month. Wasn't technically in February, but it was within the last month. Zaria Thomas scores here. She scored her 1,000th point for Elmira girls basketball. The senior guard is the first 1,000-point scorer in program history, so a big congrats to her. She takes home WNY's top play of the month. And
high honor.
High honor. High honor. And that's just fantastic. I mean, seeing that, her being the first player in program history to do that, just unbelievable. As we mentioned before, this program's turnaround has been unreal.
Yeah, it really has been, and hopefully that's not the best thing that happens to her this season. Hopefully
not.
Sectionals.
Hopefully you get their first sectional title. Well, make sure you stick with us here on WENY throughout next week. We'll have all your sectional action right here for you. Kevin Case and I will be at as many games as we can get to. Don't want to say every game, but we will be at most of all of the big games, at least coming in with your score updates on Facebook and on Twitter. So be sure to stick with us. That is all the time we have for this month's episode of Sports Talk. Kevin, I'll let you say our final goodbye.
Oh, no, go ahead. You got
All me? Oh, wow, thanks. Well, thanks so much for joining us on this month's episode of Sports Talk, sponsored by Simmons Rockwell. Have a great night, everybody.